Good evening to all of you. After 1 month again, we are meeting today. I hope all the members are in good health, but very busy with Gstr 9 and 9C after our tax audit. We are always you can say 365 days we are in the field to save the clients and support governments. We have so many due dates, but in the midst of the busy schedule also, I think today our members, so many members are there in this webinar, and today we have CA Niranjan Oak from Pune. He will teach us, he will educate us to save our time in the modern technological era. We need the technological advancement in our profession also. So today's webinar is very relevant: automated financial statements and ledger scrutiny from Tally software. So I believe that CA Niranjan Oak will definitely give some inputs, and it will be very helpful for value addition of our profession. And all the members, I request the members, if you have any queries, you can put your queries in the chat box or questions sections, or it is the discretion of the speaker whether you want to take the questions in between, or otherwise we will take whatever may be the queries at the end when we take the question answer session. With this, I wish all of you a happy learning, and I request our CP Study Circle member CA Hujefa Karjatwala to do a formal introduction of today's speaker. Hujefa, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Panvel CP Study Circle, for giving me an opportunity to introduce our today's speaker, CA Niranjan Oak sir. Niranjan sir is his qualification includes MCom, FCA, Chartered Accountant, a company secretary, and DISA qualified. He started his practice from January 2011, and his practice areas include loan syndication, internal audits, and RERA. He started his own company, Gst Technologies Private Limited, in the year 2018 and launched a software named Ledger Vision, which was renamed as Ledger Fusion in October 2021. This software is basically for automatic tally ledger scrutiny, GST, and tax audits. Presently, he has more than 350 CA firms as his clients, and more than 1,000 users are using his software. The basic aim to start this software is for the ease of doing the audit. With this brief introduction, I would like CA Niranjan Oak sir to take over the session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Karjatwala sir. Thank you, Jaman sir. I will start with my PPT presentation. And there are two softwares. Ledger Vision is a different one, and Ledger Fusion is different. I will demonstrate both of the softwares. Okay. I will just start with my screen. Is my screen is visible to everybody?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So just to start with the PPT presentation, there are my company name is Gst Technologies Private Limited. So ND means n dimensions. We look at any cube through n dimension. That is the idea behind the name. So Gst Technologies Private Limited, and there are two softwares we have created. First one is Ledger Vision, which is for automatic tally ledger scrutiny. I will start with the product overview, then we will go to demo, and you will see how it is very helpful. Now currently it is based on Tally only, but we are developing product for SAP also and any other ERP required by the users also. But prominently it is on Tally because 70-80% clients are on Tally, and it should be very helpful for small practicing CAs also. That's why originally it was designed on Tally also. Okay, so Gst Technologies. Okay. So it was founded in August 2019, 18-19. Okay. And this is myself, and this is my partner. She is having 20 years of experience in not only IT. She is into SAP, so she's backbone of my company. Anu Deshpande, her name. She is my client. Originally, she was my client, but for her audit only, we have taken more than 2-3 days. So we came up with the idea there should be something which automatically takes care of all of the things what we check normally, and then the product came into picture. Then we just jump to next. Okay. So let's start with the laser vision. So why to choose laser vision? There are more than 200 built-in rules, and it reduces scrutiny time from days to hours. It improves very scrutiny result. They are very accurate. Now, what is reduction in scrutiny time? I can give you an example. Suppose there are 10,000 entries in 10,000 vouchers in Tally company. It will take around 5 to 6 minutes to complete the scrutiny. So it is that much fast. Then when we launched the software, then Gstr 9 and 9C came into picture. GST audit was there, so we developed data segregation for GST. So we go through each and every GST entry, and then we provide data segregation also, which will be helpful for GST 9 and 9C. Then of course we provide tax audit reports tables like 34A, 43B, 260 and SST, etc. And normal question asked by the user whether it will support any accounting style. So yes, it supports multiple accounting style. Now, what is multiple accounting style? Because Tally is very flexible software, it was very difficult to write a code or write a program on Tally because there is no discipline given by Tally. Any user can have any account under any group. Okay, so user can have customized vouchers, user can have any kind of Tally grouping. For example, one can put GST input under purchases, or maybe under current liability instead of duties and taxes, any other current liabilities. Okay, or for that matter, GST output can be kept under sales also. Even those mapping are done by software. So software is designed in a way any kind of, so whether it is a good accounting or very bad accounting data, software is smart enough to catch each and every accounting style. The magic behind is it is designed to reduce the time and dependence on skill staff. Okay, basic idea is that. Now it is a web-based software. It is not a web-based software. It is a desktop-based software. So no internet is required. So whatever data we pull, it is kept on your software, your desktop only. So there is no risk of data leakage. Data is secured and integrity is maintained. Seamless data pulling is there. We pull data with one press of a one button, it pulls all the data. There is no limit of data size. Like I have pulled data for more than 242,000 entries and 75,000 ledgers. So it pulls seamlessly. Very scalable. There is no limit on companies. Any number of one company can be scrutinized for any number of times, and you can have any number of Tally companies for scrutiny. As I already said, it is a 200. Yes, sir.
Niranjan ji, I think your video cam is off. Can you just put on?
You want? Okay. I just put off because I think it should be giving.
I think it is good. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So shall I keep it on or shall I keep it off? Okay. Okay. Now there are. Hello.
Yeah, keep it on, sir.
Okay, no problem. So now there are 4 steps. Firstly, we pull data from Tally, and there is one-time configuration. So each Tally company needs to be configured one time. Then software runs the scrutiny and you will get the results. Now beauty of the results, like results are seen on screen also, and they are downloadable to Excel also. Okay. Extensive rule engine covering rules for basic accounting principle, income tax, company law, GST, etc. Additional complementary models are given, like when we start with the audit, we see whether closing balances of last year balance sheet are matching with the opening Tally data or not, because we get data from clients, we scrutinize the data, we make some changes, we add some entries or ledgers which client was unaware of, and then when we go for next year audit, our closing balances are not matching with the opening balances, whatever the data received from the client. So there is a complementary tool given. It is suggested by one of the senior CA from Pune only. So we have designed that. So software pulls the data from older company as well as new company, compares the closing and opening balances, gives the differences between closing and opening, as well as it not only gives the differences, it automatically updates the opening balances also. So in a way, it will save time and you can start with the audit immediately. Then 2A, 2B reconciliation is also given as requested by the members. Now, what kind of results provided by the ledger vision? So in GST, we scrutinize each and every GST voucher. Then if there are duplicate GST numbers in tally data, it is very problematic for your 2A or 2B reconciliation. That we now currently we are updating our software. Like so far, we used to give the problems that these are the wrong accounting entries or wrong data. Now we are coming up with the utility that we will give you the option. Okay, these are the problems you want to correct it in tally. With a push of one button, everything will be updated in tally. So that will also save a lot of time. So from GST, now there is a data segregation given by software ready-made. It is rate-wise, expenditure-wise, debtors and creditor-wise. So it will be very, very helpful for filing GSTR 9 and 9C. Then TDS segregation is there. Similar as GST, TDS is also segregated rate category-wise, expenditure-wise and creditor-wise. So expenditure-wise and category-wise segregation is very, very useful for 34A. Now, in case of accounting, there are n number of problems. Everything is capitalized. For some of the examples are given, like capital expenditure wrongly debited to P&L account, revenue account, or spelling mistakes, or there is a probable unsecured loan. Normally, there is a tendency by clients, they used to hide money lending or money borrowing under debtors and creditors. We have some idea to capture those details. Then pending financial entries are shown. So in number of the accounting related reports are given. Data segregation is there. We provide the aging analysis. Even we provide the reversal of GST input as per Rule 37. We provide the data voucher wise. Then as cash related violations like section 48(3) to section SST, ST are covered. Addition, deletion of asset are covered. Okay, RCM, etc. are covered. Then creditors, debtors also, creditors having exception reports are there, like creditors having received incomes or GST output entries to creditors. Then debtors having opening credit balance, etc. There are n number of exception reports are also given. And in general, in case of loans also, we provide details like pending interest entries, pending EMI entries, etc. So pending drawing entries in case of individual issues, etc. are given. Pending provision and paper entries also. So these kind of details are given. So as I said, what are the benefits of the ledger vision? So scrutiny speed, very, very high speed. There is a senior firm from Pune, as I said, 242,000 vouchers were there and more than 75,000 ledgers were there. So they required one CA, 2 managers and 8 articles for 10 days to complete the scrutiny. But with the help of ledger vision, now they are able to finish the scrutiny in 2.5 hours, which is very, very time saving for them. Some of the accounting mistakes captured, like one of the employees child has scored merit rank in 10th or 12th, so company has given a motorcycle which was registered in the name of company but kept under labor welfare. So that has been captured by also in number of things. Even we have captured a fraud. Actually, ledger vision is designed to capture wrong accounting entries, but it has helped in capturing the fraud also. In number of it was a scenario when one of my client having corrugated boxes manufacturing plant. So those materials which are rejected by the end users, the senior accountant used to create false ledgers and used to sell those rejected material directly. That has been detected by the software. So in number of improves in quality work. Even monthly GST and TDS returns are corrected by the software by showing wrong accounting entries. So this is some of the inputs given by the users, like 70,000 vouchers. Manually they used to have 7 days work, but software is completing scrutiny in 22 minutes. But in case of GSTR 9C, they used to segregate data. Initially, it was very difficult when GSTR 99C was introduced. It was very difficult to segregate data because accounting is not maintained in that fashion. But with the help of ledger vision, segregation is very easy. So 9 minutes was the time. Now let's focus on ledger vision, then we can start with the demo. So ledger fusion is focused on preparation of financial statements. So currently it is on schedule 3. in next week only it will be updated with consolidation of balance sheet, firm, individual, etc. So consolidation of balance sheet is the pain area that has taken care by the Ledger Fusion. And this is the pricing. Currently, we are selling this for 15,000 single user, multi user 30,000. And for this webinar, we are providing 30% discount. You can contact with these details and we can. Okay. So you can download a 14 days free trial version from ledgervision.in and you can try on your own also. Okay, let's start with the demo. Sorry. We can use this. Okay. So this is my Tally company with me now because I'm showing this on live screening. I'm using older company, cannot use current year company. But this company provides all the details what required by the chartered account, and this is my Ledger Vision. Okay. So only requirement for Tally, basic requirement of Ledger Vision is Tally should be running in background. Okay. So Tally has given this ODBC server. You can see this client object ODBC server, and this is the port number. This is one-time configuration required. You have to go to F12 and advanced configuration. Okay. So in advanced configuration, you will see normally it is Tally ERP is acting as both. It is kept as none. You have to change it to both. This is the window given by Tally so that other softwares can communicate with Tally. Okay. And you have to change enable ODBC server to yes, and whatever the number, like 9,000 is the basic default number given by the Tally, but suppose the number is 15,000, so you can keep that number and you have to use that 15,000 number in this Tally URL. Okay. So those many Tally companies which are open in Tally will be shown in this list. The very important thing is you have to select period meticulously. If you are going for monthly scrutiny, you have to select same month as selected in Tally. Okay. So basic requirement is there should be same period in Tally and Ledger Vision, and we pull data. So I will pull data. In background window, you can see software is pulling data from Tally, and this data is kept on your desktop only. So till software is pulling the data, if anybody is having any question, I can answer. Anybody
Is there a separate configuration is required in Tally or the one which you have shown is?
No. This one, the first configuration I have shown is for only to enable Tally to communicate with the Ledger Vision. But there is a separate configuration. As I said, every accountant is having different accounting style. But that configuration is also 95 to 97% automatically captured by the software. Okay. So once data is pulled, I am going for that configuration, which is this is also, but this is the one-time activity. Yeah? It takes only 5 to 10 minutes to complete the configuration. Now, this is the category mapping. There are 37 categories we have finalized on which scrutiny rules are written. And software is smart enough, it automatically captures the categories and map in front of those, like bank accounts are mapped with bank accounts, branch in front of branch. Okay. Now you can see this capital 1, 2, 3. Now, if you go to this balance sheet, sorry. So this is not a default name given by Tally, okay? Or this fixed asset WIP is name given by the user, or new investment is a group created by the user. Okay. So software is unable to understand which kind of grouping are these whenever names are changed. So it keep it a blank or it is shown as NA, not applicable. So if I will just show you the example. So it is kept as like NA. Okay. So whenever the window is shown as NA, it means either that group is not available in Tally or that name has been, the name of the group has been changed by the user. Okay. So it is very difficult to understand the name given by user, what should be the correct configuration. So we normally kept it as NA. And you can then configure where GST input are. So basically it is a group level mapping. So if GST input is kept under purchases, you can tick purchases for in front of GST input. It is as simple as that. You have to just tick the purchases. Okay. With the help of this group mapping, then now some of the expert Tally accountants can have their own voucher types. Okay. They can change the voucher type voucher names also. So what we have given, we have given the default list of vouchers which are from Tally only. So whatever name may be, like in this case, new CN is the name given by the accountant, but software is not understanding what is the new CN and what to do with that voucher type. So user has to guide software like, okay, whatever the name may be, but use this voucher name, voucher type as credit note. Then software will work according to the instruction given by the users. Okay. So this is the idea we are come up with the, because Tally is very flexible. Initially there was multiple problems, but now because 3 years we are selling this software, it is now very settled and effective one. Acha, there is additional features given by software that the help button is given. You have to just hover your cursor on this button and software will provide you instruction. If not, if you go to this audio button like Google Map, it will provide you instructions verbally like this. Okay, I will stop them. So software will go on instructing you whenever you find that help is needed, and then we'll jump to. Achha, I will skip some of the configurations. I will just show what is the configuration. You will get the idea then, because I want to focus on results, not on the configurations. Okay. So in on this slide, this window, we map whether the Tally company's company HUF, it is automatically captured by the software, which is required for. Suppose it is HUF or individual, then it is required for TDS on rent, and the state of GST registration is captured by the software, or you can manually provide the state. Okay, so if you only drop down here, you can manually give the GST registration state. Then GST mapping is there. We map GST based on input output. If only GST ledger like CGST, SGST, and IGST, only 3 ledgers are kept, then software capture it as a combined. Then whenever there is a debit entry, it will be treated as input. Whenever there is a credit entry, it will be treated as output. And if rates are given, we capture rate. Otherwise, we capture rates from expenditure level or from GST categories or from stock items. So wherever there are GST rates kept in Tally, we capture from there. Okay. And code is written, it performs iterative calculation. It goes to 10 or 15 layers down to see whether correct GST entry is affected by the Tally entry. Otherwise, it will provide that the entry is wrong. When specific rates are not given, only CGST and SGST and IGST ledgers are maintained. No rates are given directly. Software goes to expenditure ledger, it goes to stock items, it goes to GST rate classification, capture the correct rate, and tries to see whether correct GST entry has been posted or not. Same idea is used for TDS. Now you can see other than TDS ledgers are also listed, because we have we have configured the group in which TDS ledgers are kept. So those ledgers which are not applicable for TDS are shown as NA, and wherever there is a category, software automatically picks the category. If only a TDS payable ledger is there, in this dropdown you will see all the categories of TDS. Okay, so if only TDS payable ledger is there, it will be captured as combined, and then TDS categories will be given on the expenditure level. This generic configuration is there. From here, these are the asset related keywords and revenue related keywords. You can add or delete the words. Software tries to read the narrations, and this is the threshold limit for capital expenditure wrongly debited to P&L account, etc. So this limit can be changed depending upon your audit materiality. So how much amount of rounding off is to be allowed for GST checking or TDS checking? All these amounts are dependent on your audit materiality. You can change as per your requirement. That's why it is known as, it is kept as generic configuration. Okay, so I will jump to important one, and then we can start with the reports. Okay, so in next window, it captures creditors level, debtors level, GST ledgers level configurations, and the rules of scrutiny. So these are the creditors. Software captures from GST number whether it is within state or out of the state. If GST number is not there, it captures GST entry. If IGST entry is posted, it will be treated as out of the state. If CGST, SGST entry is posted, then it will be treated as within state. Otherwise, it will be kept as not applicable. And from GST or PAN number, it will determine the status of the Tally company, other debtor creditor. But if anything is not given, then we by default we kept it as firm, because we have taken conservative view in case of 194C. But you can manually change if you know this is the person. You can manually change the status. Similarly, when TDS declarations are received, you can tick those creditors. Then software will not calculate TDS for those ledgers. If you have related parties, you can tick. Now this option of related parties is given in creditors, debtors, in loans and advances and liability group. Okay. So this is the idea of configuration. I will jump to TDS, which is a crucial configuration. So I will show that, which is very, very important, and we can jump to result, which is the crux of the presentation. Acha, now this is the list of all P&L expenses and fixed assets, and from whatever configuration we have done earlier for TDS related categories, from that or by reading the nomenclature, software is automatically determining the categories. Okay. Now you have to just go through the categories and see whether it is correctly mapping the TDS categories. In drop down only you will get all the categories. Okay. So suppose if only TDS payable ledger is maintained in Tally, then software will capture the TDS related entries from this category classification at expenditure level. Then it determines which are the ledgers where provisions are required, which are the ledgers where prepaid entries are required. You can determine the frequency also. Like, I think there is a any chat message. Okay. Okay. So you can determine the frequency of prepaid provision entries also. And this last column is given for expenditure entry count. Just to explain, suppose there are 4 electricity meters, like one for office, one for go down, one for shop, one for outlet, etc. So if you post number 4 in front of electricity entries, then software will see that for each month there should be minimum 4 entries. If lesser entries or excess entries are there, it will flash the way. This is the idea. Okay. In similar fashion, in case of liability group, it captures all loans and liabilities, and from here in drop down you will see cash, credit, overdraft. All rules are written depending upon the nature of the liability, and if the loan from friends, family, director, partner is given, then it will prepare 216 and SST table. Okay. And this is also very important configuration. Here it will prepare 43B report. In drop down only you will see TDS, GST, PA, PSIC, MLW, PTIC, everything is captured by software, and it will provide you 43B report. So far any queries? Anybody having any queries? Before running into scrutiny, we can have any queries I can answer. Now these are the rules. So you can have selective scrutiny also. Suppose you want to check only GST, that to particular month, you can select that month and you have to take only GST. Software will check only GST entries. If you want to go for TDS, it will check only TDS entries. Okay. Now I'm going for entire scrutiny. So I'm just pressing the button run scrutiny, and software will run the scrutiny. It is very fast. I think this company is for 2,400 or 2,500 entries in the company. It takes around 40 seconds to complete the scrutiny. Okay. So scrutiny is done. It will be flashing the result. Okay. So 34 seconds are required. Then we can check whether 100% scrutiny is done by the software. So we'll go to Tally, and number of ledgers are 911. So software is saying it has checked 911 ledgers and 2485 vouchers. Now if you go to Tally, the number of vouchers are 2489, but out of which 4 are cancelled. So it has checked only 2485. It has not checked the cancelled vouchers. Okay. Now this is the overview given by the software. You can go through the overview and you will understand the mistake, like whether balance sheet is matching or not, or how many entries are passed in GST, how many are failed. Same in the case of TDS, and it will give the overview so that you will understand the quality of data maintained by the client. Again, you can jump to reports from here only. Okay, you can click the hyperlink and it will go to results. Okay. Also, all the results are shown here. You can use this drop down for results, and even you can download all results from here to Excel. Okay. So results are grouped like analytical results are given in a separate group, GST reports and in one group, tax audit related results are in one group, aging analysis is differently given, and additional results. Additional results are for how data is maintained by the client. Those results are given in the additional results. There is a one idea suggested by one of the member, like we use Control F in this thing. Word or Excel, we use Control F function. Similar function is given here. Suppose you want to identify expenses of personal nature of or a prior period item, etc. Like suppose I want to see how much donation is given. Okay, so I can use donation word, and software has given me option whether to see this word in narrations or ledgers or groups. I am saying okay, I want to search donation in all the categories. You can give the period. You can just press submit button. Now wherever the donation word is there, software will give all the details. Now in this case, there is no donation paid, so nothing is there. But this is the idea. I am just showing you how it can be worked. Achha, I have already downloaded this report to Excel, so I will open those results and we can work it. So first, an important report is tax audit. This is the index. Now I am using older version of Excel, but in new version you will see the hyperlink. Though hyperlink is active, it is not shown in blue color over here. So you can jump to result and you can jump back to index again. Okay. So this functionality is given. And now in case of TDS, there are 3 results given. I will go one by one, then we can have question answer because TDS is very important topic for this. So TDS scrutiny, you can see software is giving you group name, ledger name, which rule it has used. So check TDS rule is used. Now you can see voucher number, voucher type, etc. is given NA because we are not checking TDS one by one. We are taking totality. We are going to this ledger and see in totality whether a single payment, for example, in case of 194C, whether single payment is more than 30,000. If not, then if total is crossing 1 lakh rupees, then only we will be capturing and saying whether the TDS is liable or not. Acha. And the status given is like this: pass, fail, TDS not liable, verify. So if you only focus on fail, software will provide you the entries. Like now the entries are given in a status like no TDS deducted, or excess TDS deducted, or less TDS deducted. There are a number of status given. Right now here are only 2 status available. So I will read the log, then you will understand how software is working. Like in this case, direct payment entry is posted interest on unsecured loan, and it is directly paid through bank. Okay, so you will understand that it is very difficult to find out to whom it has been paid. 18,000 rupees they have paid, but to whom it is not clear from the entry. So we have considered HDFC Bank as a party for this transaction, and software is saying on 18 at that time 10% was the rate. Now in previous year the 25% discount has been given, so rate has updated accordingly. So software gets updates on monthly basis. So you can see 18,000 has been paid. Software is saying is no TDS has been deducted. 18,000 should be the amount. Or in this case, when audit fees are payable, software is saying TDS amount is of 2,000. Technically, it should be 5,000. So if I go to Tally, I can show you audit fee is payable. Okay, so this is the entry where for 50,000 there should be TDS of 5,000, but wrongly they have deducted only 2,000 rupees. So software has captured the entry. Now question is how software is capturing the TDS. So it captures TDS from payment to creditors or advances to creditors. Even payment to or advances to debtors, we capture TDS if TDS is applicable at that case. In that case, then direct cash payment, direct bank payment, then provision entries, prepaid entries, fixed assets. So these are the areas where prominently we capture TDS entries. Again, there is a common question by users. Suppose TDS is not deducted at entry level, and at the end of the period, say for at the end of month or at the end of the quarter, if direct TDS entry has been passed, like creditor account debit to TDS, if say such kind of entries pass, still we capture that entry. So any kind of accounting style for TDS, we capture each and every TDS category and TDS instance, and we analyze it and show whether it is pass or fail or whether it requires to be verified by the user. Now this is the report, but you don't understand. You can understand which is the party, but you don't understand which is the expenditure ledger. So there are two additional ledgers, additional reports are given. One is party-wise TDS summary. So here your software gives you the grouping name of the party, which TDS ledger from Tally has been used, which is the category, what is the status of the party. If PAN or GST number is there, we can say the status of the party, whether it is individual, company, HUF, etc. What is the TDS rate? Now you can see whether TDS is liable or not. So these are the status given. Less TDS deducted, no TDS deducted, TDS not liable, or TDS not liable still paid, or excess TDS paid. Such kind of status software provides. And then what was the amount, what was the calculated TDS, what should be the actual TDS, what is actual TDS, and the difference. So whether party wise pass or fail is given, but most important is TDS expenditure wise. So if you go to this report only, you will get a picture clear about TDS. So here we provide categories of TDS. Here we provide rates, ledgers. So we provide party as well as expenditures also. And the status is given whether TDS is deducted or not, etc. Now, most important thing, we capture here all P&L expenditures and fixed assets, and wherever the instances of TDS. Now, these are the expenses. The total amount is shown, and the total expenditure is divided into two columns. First column is for expenses where, K column. First column is expenses where TDS is liable, and second column is where the TDS is not liable. Okay, so you can ignore this column. So if I select 0 over here, 0 is missing somewhere. Okay, so if I select this, I will get all the expenses where TDS is liable, and software shows what was the actual applicable amount of the TDS, what is the deducted amount, and it calculates disallowance also. Okay, so it shows which rate of TDS is used for calculation of disallowance. Now it is the current 30% disallowance, so it is showing because I am running today. 30% disallowance is shown. Now it is very important that because it is expenditure wise and category wise report, you can use pivot table on category as well as expenditure, and you will get ready-made 34A table or 34A information which is required by the tax audit report. So far anybody is having any query about TDS so that I can answer, and then we can move to another other tax audit related reports. Anybody? So, okay, so we can jump to next tax audit report. So cash report is there. So we analyze all cash maintained, and we segregate data, how much cash is deposited in bank or in ODCC, or how much it is withdrawal from how much cash is withdrawal from ODCC or from bank. But most important thing is, suppose tax audit now from this year, this report will be very helpful because tax audit limit has been increased. So suppose that threshold limit is not crossed by the user, tally company, then you have to analyze. Section 44 AB says if total of the cash receipts are more than 5% of the total tally receipts, or total of the cash payments are more than 5% of the total payments. So you have to we have given the percentage individually monthly, but you can take the total like this and immediately see whether it is crossing the limit of 5% or not. Okay. So if it is crossing the limit of 5%, then tax audit is applicable. Either you can suggest him to, treat cash, whatever the perfect manner of the treating cash is, whatever the suggestion given by you, or simply go for tax audit. So now in this case, only one cash is there, but I have some clients having multiple caches, like petty cash is different, cash in Pune, cash in Mumbai is different. And it is very difficult manually to segregate data. Software is desegregating said data in 30 seconds only. So now in case of cash sections, you can see software is capturing the single day payment in cash, like 48.3. Now 48.3 is segregated in transporters as well as normal payment. So the limit for transport charges is 35,000. Now in this case, on 5th of June, transport charges paid in a single day are more than 35,000. So it has captured. So we captured 48.3, 269 T, SS and ST. Okay, so it is very useful report. Then if if bank is in negative, like in this case, suppose this HDFC Bank is negative from period is also given by the software, like first 22nd of January 2019. If I go to tally, now what happened in case of cash, it shows negative balance in red mark, but in case of this bank, HDFC. So suppose I go to this bank on monthly view, it was I think January, no? Okay. And if I get daily breakup, so on 22nd of January, it is in credit. Okay. So suppose it was a cash account, then it must have highlighted by tally in red mark. But in case of this bank, it is not highlighting the credit balance. So it may be a credit balance, but you have to see whether correct BRSS has been done or not, and then you can comment on the query raised by the software. Achha, sorry. Then there is negative cash similar. Now in this case, this is very important. Probable unsecured loan. A senior CA from Pune, they are auditor of one of the biggest grocery market of this market yard. The client is from market yard, and they used to have 30,000 or 40,000 debtors creditors. Now there is a usual practice in market yard. They get money, they borrow money, they lend money, and that fellow used to hide those details under debtors and creditors. So senior CA said to me that, okay, come up with some idea where only you can shortlist the debtors creditors where only receipt and payment entries are there. So no purchase, no sales, and no JV entries are there. Only receipt and payment entries are there. So now the list of creditors and debtors is shortlisted over here, and you can discuss these parties with the client. If the regular parties are there, you can ignore. If you find out that the money has been borrowed or money has been lent, then you can get those details under 269 SST report. Okay. Similarly, statutory dues report, like if you go for this, you will see there ESIC is there, GST is there, PF is there, PTRC, TDS is there. So I will give you example of this ESIC. Now you will see and you will be surprised that April month is showing the due date in April month of only. So this due date is not for April. This is the due date for the opening balance of the April. Means this is the due date for March. This is the due date for April. And this is the due date of May. So software is showing due date for opening balances. So suppose I go to this tally for ESIC payable. ESIC payable. If I take monthly view, you will see the opening balance of March 5357. Software is saying the due date for that March opening balance 5357 is should be payable or is to be payable on or before 15th of April. Now, and this is the amount of total credit for the month of April. So if you go to tally, you will see the amount credited during the month of April is 2262. You can see if I go for payment entry, you will see instead of paying 5357, user has paid only 2486, that too one day delay. Okay, so instead of paying on or before 15th of April, they have paid on 16th of April. So software will capture that data. Now these are the two columns. I think my wrongly wrapped text sheet. Okay, so sorry. So these are the two columns. I will just shrink the columns. So if payment is made before due date, that will be shown in this column. If payment is made after due date, that will be shown in this column. So software is saying voucher number 23, date of payment is 16th of April, and amount paid is 2486. So instead of 5357, they have paid only 2486. So software is saying the 1 month delay is there, and the interest is calculated by the software. Even if the interest has not been paid in next month, then software will calculate cumulative interest also. And the closing balance is matching with the tally. So you can cross tally all these things with the actual receipts and returns filed by the client. But whatever the data given, it is based on tally entries only. Okay. Then 269 SST table is there. So if the parties are there for 269 SST as per configuration, now if GST number or PAN number is maintained in Tally Ledger Master, that will be reflected over here. Otherwise, we are bound to keep it as a blank. Then what is the opening balance? What is the closing balance? Whether it is squared off or not. Now, receipt column is bifurcated. How receipt is affected, like received in cash or in bank, or whether received in OD, or only JV has been passed to show the receipt, or whether the amount of interest is paid or received, that will be shown in this column. And payment details are bifurcated again in cash, bank, OD, and JV. And last one is highest closing balance during the year. If the address details are given, those will be reflected in the if ledger master is not containing any address, those will not be reflected over here. So this is how 269 SST table is given by the software. Now related parties, as I shown, you can select the related parties from creditors, debtors, loans and advances, and loans and liability. And software will give you all the details, the ledger group, name of the group. Now relation and nature of transaction, it is very difficult to capture the relation and nature of transaction from mere tally entry. So we have kept it blank. User has to be filled. It is to be filled by the user only. So you have to discuss all these entries with client, and then you can manually fill this. From where the entries has been affected, what is the voucher type, receipt payment, whatever be the voucher type, voucher number, date, and amount. Everything is given. Now narration, if narration is not, I think narration is required to be given. Let me see if I can update. I can provide narration also if required by the report. So these are the tax audit related reports. Anybody is having any query, we can discuss. Then I can jump to GST.
I have a query here.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Niranjan sir, if what if in this case, if certain expenses made by director or some other parties, related parties, has been booked in under advances, but not reflected under unsecured loans, because what we are primarily verifying here is unsecured loans. But what if the scheme has been booked under advances and then has been knocked off? How does the software exactly look into that?
So it will not directly capture it and show under 216 and SST, but in let me see if I can come up with that report. I think so. Some reports. I think it is in analytical reports. 1 minute. Because there is a separate report provided whether accounts. 1 minute. There are multiple reports. I will just have a look down. Data. So so these are the creditor related entries. Additional scrutiny result should be given. 1 minute, sir. Loans and advances asset. Okay. So this is the log given. Okay. And you can go through this log. If you find something here, you can capture those entries. Most of the times, entries are captured from these loans and advances log given by the software. So it determines this amount is outstanding for so many days, or as per section 185, loan to director is not allowed for the company. So these kind of queries are given over here, and if you want that ledger under 269 SST, then you have to categorize that ledger under loans and liability while configuration. Then it will be captured under 269 SST. But you will find whether that is loan given to or loan received from director, etc. from here only. Okay. Now for that there is an option given while configuration only. I have skipped that configuration.
Understood.
Okay. Any other query?
Nothing.
So here there is an option given in loans and advances only. 1 minute, it will be reflecting in the scene. So loan given to director, you can tick. You can go through the list of ledgers and you can tick accordingly. Okay. So there is an option given. Acha, let's jump to GST, and then we can quickly wrap up with the other smaller results. So in GST, which is very interesting area. So now you can see in case of TDS, voucher number and voucher details are kept as NA, but in this case, we capture all voucher details, date, number, etc. because we go through each and every entry of GST. Okay. And similar idea, status is given whether it is pass or fail. So I have selected fail entries only. I will read the one or two blocks so you will understand how software works. Like in this case, software is saying GST posted is not matching with the expected GST amount. Why? Because CGST amount is 27,500 and SGST amount is 22,500. Technically, both should be same amount. Or in this case, GST matching is not GST posted is not matching with the expected GST. Why? Because only CGST posted, no SGST amount is posted. If you want, I can go to this this thing. Let me find time. What was the ledger? Accuracy. And voucher number is this one. Okay. So both the ledgers of CGST only used. So no SGST entries there. So software has captured and reflected the query. Okay. So same kind of entries are there. Like in this case, acha, this is very good example. Software is saying CGST and SGST is applicable, but IGST posted. And now this company is based in Pune, and from nomenclature only you will understand that Agni Devices is from Delhi. So technically there should be IGST entries. Still software is saying CGST, SGST is applicable. Why it is so? If I go to Agni Devices, so it is a so you can see though address is given from Delhi, the GST number is wrongly given from Maharashtra. So software is going through GST number and saying that because the GST number of Maharashtra has been used, so it should be CGST and HGST. So what to be done? Either you change the entry or you change the GST number. Okay, that is the modus operandi required by the software. So in this fashion, software captures all the entries. There are n number of permutation combination of wrong accounting entries like input posted to sales, or one CGST ledger of 5%, another SGST ledger is used for say 9% or 12%, whatever the case may be. Everything is captured by the software. Then another report is given, Gst Laser Summary. So many users used to ask how I can assure myself that each and every GST entry has been captured. So this is the data, and you can cross tally. These are the amounts. If you go to tally in duties and taxes from the balance sheet, you will see these amounts are matching with the tally, so that it means that we have captured each and every GST. Party-wise GST summary is given. So if you want party-wise data, you can filter how it is segregated. So party's name has been given, rate has been given, amount has been given, and further the IGST, CGST, HGST is bifurcated. So basic bifurcation is of input and output, and in input the bifurcation is given whether it is CGST, HGST, and IGST. Similarly, in output, CGST, HGST, and IGST. But for filing GSTR 9 and 9C, you will need this report. So this is the bifurcation rate-wise. We have given here all expenditure and fixed assets and incomes also. So these columns are manually entered. Okay, they are not given by the software. You have to manually enter these columns. For suppose in case of GSTR 9, they required rate-wise GST. I think schedule table 6 is required. I don't know the exact because I'm not into GST practice. But suppose you select only sales account, then you can give the details rate-wise sales, which is required by GSTR 9. Or GSTR 9 also requires total GST on services, total GST on capital goods, or total GST on normal goods. So you can select all expenses, and by reading the group or nomenclature, you can go on writing whether it is a capital expenditure, whether it is a service, whether it is a normal goods. Go on writing. Use pivot table on C column. You will get rate wise and category wise GST details. Okay. Also, in case of GSTR 9C, table number 14 requires 18 headings. Data to be segregated in 18 headings. Now, if I am having, how many details are there? 55 ledgers. I have to segregate data 55 ledgers in 18 headings. Idea is similar. Go to this nomenclature and use if the heading is available in the list from table 14. Otherwise, mark it as other expenditure. Go on writing all these things. Use pivot table from Excel to this column, and you will get a ready-made bifurcation. So basic idea is bifurcation of this data is done by software in only 30 seconds. You have to just give another 10-15 minutes to bifurcate the data, and you can post these details in Gstr 9 or 9C. Now again, these are the inputs because I have only tally data with me. Whatever possible information and segregation is given, that has been given. Else remaining information it has to be taken from, because I am not into GST filing practice, so I don't know what are the other requirements, but financial data has been segregated by us. This is the mother report of all GST reports. Here we analyze and bifurcate each and every GST voucher, and on the basis of this data only, other reports are created. And now this report is not available because this tally company is not working stock-wise accounting here, so stock is not maintained. But this report is required by Kirloskar Chillers, which is one of the biggest Kirloskar Group's company. And there, before auditor required them to bifurcate data in this manner with what is the stock item used in each voucher, what is the quantity billed, what is the HSN code, what is the HSN master, what is the stock item rate, and what is the GST rate. Are anybody having any query? How are the transactions are identified for RPT if relations are not known? How does the software identify the same? Go by one by one. Acha. You cannot pull two tally because what? Yeah. When there are two, like in case of group company, you have to analyze data separately for each group company, because tally shows us as a group single company, but technically there are multiple tally companies, and that is the big problem from tally. We are working to solve that problem, whether if we can manage that, we can actually combine all group companies in actual single tally company, then we can handle this query. But it is a very difficult task right now. We are trying to solve this. And another query is from how transactions are identified for related party transactions. Okay. Now it is this option is given for related party tick mark. Okay. Either you have to ask the party client only, or you must be having your previous year tax audit report from where you can identify related parties. But it is from only mere tally entry, it is not possible for a software to pick up the related parties. You have to ask the party only, which are the related parties. Now, by ticking only those parties, you will get the report. That is the idea. Okay, very good. Now coming back to RCM, I have not shown you RCM, how we capture RCM. So if you go to these GST related ledgers, because there are multiple style of accounting for RCM, like some people use work all RCM calculation in Excel and then post final entry, or many have control ledgers prepared for RCM calculations, then they post the entry. So instead, we come up with the idea that the column is given here, all rates are given, drop down 50% rates, CGST rates are given. So you have to select the particular ledger and select the proper rates. Okay. So rates are not fixed, they are kept flexible depending upon changes by the government. You can select the rates, and this GST RCM report will be appearing. Like ledger wise, rate wise, it will provide you what should be the RCM for that particular month. So you can cross tally whether, for example, in case of April, they have paid 54 rupees and have taken the credit, whatever the rules, maybe in April only, or maybe in the May, what are the rules are for RCM credit. So as per your configuration, list will appear and table will be provided by the software. Okay. After that, there is an aging analysis. So these are the important reports. Then I will finish other reports very easily because there is no need for detailed requirement. Analytical reports, I will just read out the reports. You will understand how it is working. And I will skip other smaller reports. I will just go through the headings only because I have to show another software also. Acha, in case of analytical reports, first report is, these are the ledgers which are squared off during the year. So it is an exception report. Some of the reports are given by tally also, but you have to configure, you have to go to each and every tab to capture the report. Software is giving readily in 34 seconds. So you can use those reports. Now this is very important. Accounts with no GST and PAN. So either GST number is missing or PAN number is missing, then it is very difficult to prepare Gstr 2 and 2B or TDS filing also. So in that case, now we are come up with this utility. You just, because as I have given you the example, if there are 30,000 or 40,000 creditors, it is very difficult to update GST number, PAN number by going through each and every ledger master. So we are coming up with the utility. You just go on writing the required numbers or required details over here, and with the one push of button, a software will update all the details in Tally automatically. Asset addition deletion report is given here, which is also required by tax audit. I think it should be placed in tax audit report only. So whether it is addition or deletion, what is the voucher number, what is the date? Now number of days are calculated in case of addition from the date of addition to 31st of March, or in case of deletion from the date 1st of April to date of deletion. And if narration is given, narration will be there, amount will be there. Now these are the creditors, these are all exception reports. Like these are the creditors where receipt entries are there. Okay. Or these are the creditors where income or sale entries are there. Or these are the creditors where no purchase entries are. So it can be happen like these are the regular parties, but no purchases are made. So you can ask the query to management whether bills are wrongly posted to any different creditors or not, or that party has not been there for the last year. So this is the exception report given by the software. Similarly, no data with no sale, data with purchases, data with payment, duplicate GST number. This is very problematic area, and manually finding out the duplicate GST number is very difficult. So software has given like same number has been used for Kamakya Enterprises also and Guwahati, or ECMA system number is also used for Agni devices. We have seen the query. Agni devices Delhi is using the GST number of ECMA system. So in this fashion, if you correct these details, so instead of manually correcting this detail, I am coming with the utility as already said, and so it will be very helpful. The software is finding the problems also, and it is actually solving the problem also. You have to just give the authority to the software. Okay, go and change the detail. Then software will go and change the detail. So it will be very time saving idea. Originally, our idea was, because we are the auditor, we are not supposed to change any data from management. It is a duty of the management to update the data. Our duty is to just flash the query, ask them to change everything. But some users said me, if you come up with this idea, it will save a lot of time, and it will give the meaning to software also. Acha, the duplicate PAN, duplicate voucher numbers. So these kind of, there are many reports given by the software. I will just skip because they are exception report. You can go through afterwards if you use demo version. Yeah. Now, aging analysis there. Initially, I have designed aging analysis based on bill-wise accounting, but even I can say 99%. For that matter, take 95 to 98% cases we have seen where bill-wise accounting is not meticulously followed. Many problems, many reasons, like if accountant has been changed, or most of the time they provide on account entities, keeping in mind that afterward they will give the bill-wise references, but that has kept pending by the user. So when I tried aging analysis bill-wise, our closing balances and closing balances from Tally are not matching, and users used to come up with the queries like your report is wrong. So forcefully, I have to come up with the FIFO method for getting correct closing balances. But I am giving option right now. If you want aging analysis on FIFO method or bill-wise, you select the option, then software will run accordingly. Okay. So you can see these are the creditors having debit or credit balance. You can select the balance which you want to analyze, and then the total amount and the aging is given. So data is like in case of this 10 lakhs are bifurcated. How much amount is outstanding for 90 days? How much amount is for more than 190 to 1? So this kind of buckets are given. Most important thing is creditors voucher details. Okay. So you select credit amount over here and select days more than 180. You will get the vouchers or opening balances where, as per rule 37, you need to reverse the input credit. So you will get all the details over here. Similar fashion, data aging analysis also given. Other than that, some additional reports. I will just read out the reports like pending prepaid provision entries, prepaid entries. Let's see if anything is pending over here, like asset security deposit. If at all that data is there in Tally company, then only it will be reflected. Otherwise, it will not be reflected. I don't think this kind of data is there. In case of, this is the report which is required by the builders. So 1% GST report is there. So if flat booking GST, if anybody is builder, that report will be generated. In case of investments, yeah, fail entry is found. Interest receivable entries are checked as investment is not maturing in scrutiny period. So 3 interest posted entries are found, 0 interest receivable entries are found. Interest posted amount is 4,500. If I go to investments in Tally, there is a query. Okay, let me see. Okay, I have to go from balance sheet because I don't know the latest. Okay, so software is saying receivable entries are actual receivable and receipt entries. There is a difference. Okay, so software is saying debit and credit entries are not matching, receivable and receipt entries are not matching, and the closing balance is more than what the actual opening balance is. So that's why software is providing the query. In similar manner, in case of loans and advances, I have already shown this report. Loans liability, yes, this is the report where software is saying this is pass. I will select only fail one. Pass means all 12 interest and EMI entries are found. So software is saying it is pass. Okay. If I select fail entries or verify entries, I will select fail entries only for demo purpose. So software is saying 10 EMI entries found and 10 interest entries found. Still, it is under fail because in 7th month, no EMI entry is found by the software. So software is saying there is a fail. You have to go through the details. Okay. So preliminary expenses. Suppose if you have configured the return of amount, software will compare the return of amount and see whether correct preliminary expenses are written off or not. In case of prepaid or provision entries, like non-expense debit ledgers are found to ledgers fund test creditor. It is a test. So provision creditor to provision entry is there. So it may be a reversal entry. You can go through the entry. This is very important. Suppose you have selected monthly or yearly frequency for provisions. If at all provision entries or prepaid entries are passed by the user, then those will be reflected over here. Suppose these are not, for example, if you are finalizing a Tally company, you will see that in case of March, in the month of March, if no entry has been there posted by the user, means finalization of those ledgers or the provision entries are pending. You can ask him to, or you can manually pass the entries. So software detects where provision or prepaid entries are pending, and you can pass those entries after that. Okay. So and suspense account, software will say how many entries in suspense are pending. You can directly fetch this report of suspense from Tally only. So, acha. So before going to opening balance reconciliation and Gstr 2A2B, if anybody having any queries so far, or I can jump to that report, because now very simple reports are pending, and I will show how balance sheet is prepared with the help of software. So any query so far?
I think Anand has asked one question.
Yes, yes, sir. Please.
That is answered, sir.
It's in the chat box.
Okay, it's in, one minute, I will. Or
That is answered, sir.
already answered?
Yes, combined data to Tally.
Yes, that I already answered. But I am coming with that idea. If possible, I can work that. It will be very very helpful because I am having a education institute where there are 65 Tally companies, and so it will help me because I have come up with the idea of Gstr 2A or Gstr 2B reconciliation of all 65 Tally companies in a single instance. Similarly, if I can combine all data in a single Tally company, then it will be helpful for me to prepare a balance sheet. Currently, I am preparing multiple balance sheet and combining them for consolidation of balance sheet. But if it is possible for me to club all the tally data and prepare a single tally company, then many problems will be solved. In one instance, tally scrutiny can be done. Another query is there. No, configuration is done one time only and it is saved in system. So whenever you pull tally data, each and every time you don't have to configure each and every time. Okay, it will first configuration done by you will be captured by system and it will be automatically followed by the system. Okay. Otherwise, no one will use my software. Yes, sir.
I have a question regarding GST and MSME. See, whether we can check the payments to creditors, it has been done within 180 days, or as per MSME Act, whether we can configure that date and see whether it is done on the before due date or something.
So through aging analysis, you can understand whether payment has been done or not within 180 days. Okay, that I have shown you. Just it is here only you will understand whether payment has been done or not within 181 days, and you can reverse the input tax credit as per Rule 37. What you are saying is right. I will provide this MSME like so. I will provide additional option over here in creditors, debtors, okay, or wherever you want. But you have to tick mark and then software will see, okay, this is the party with which is MSME, then it will provide the desired result. Okay.
Okay.
Because it is very difficult from directly I can add it. If at all tally is mapped accordingly, if ledger masters of those particular creditors or debtors are mapped or updated by users, that I don't see there is any option in tally to map those details. If that is there and it is updated by user, we can fetch automatically. That is not a problem. But some configuration will be used. What is the question? But some configuration will be used for all companies. No. You have to configure each tally company once. Okay. So because every tally company accounting style is different. So for particular tally company, you have to configure the tally company first time and one time only. Okay.
Niranjan sir, just one more thing to add on that. Add on to the query. What if continuously the tally ledger is being updated, either on cloud or prime or anything, and all the ledgers are being updated and more ledgers are being created on a somewhat regular basis? Would we require the configuration to be setting it again, or how is it going to be?
No, because we configure groups, not ledgers. Okay, we configure groups. So suppose originally there were 100 creditors, now you have added another 100 creditors, but group is already mapped by the software. No?
Right.
So only thing is whenever you go for scrutiny, you have to freshly pull the data. Each and every time whenever you are going for a scrutiny, you have to fetch, you have to pull fresh tally data. Okay.
So when we say group, when we say group, it is a broader group, right? It is not the, so suppose now there is sundry credit, now there is current liability, and then under it we have sundry creditors, under which we have creditors for MSME and creditors for others. So are we going to be taking the group as current liabilities, or are we going to be taking the group as?
No, because creditors are separately configured over here, correct? I will show you. There are 37 categories in configuration. So creditors are I will just read out the categories so you will understand. So you can see advance issued from customer, bank, branch division, capital, cash and bank, current assets, current liabilities. Okay, deposit received, deposit assets, direct expenses, direct income, fixed assets, GST input output, indirect expenses, indirect income, investments, loans liability, loans advances, prepaid expense. Okay, so these are the 37. I don't think excluding these results scrutiny is possible. So we have come up with the
so these are the categories.
List. These are the categories. Okay. Once you categorize this, once you categorize that sundry creditor, like you can see over here, what your question is correct. There are multiple categories like creditors for labor, creditors for material, etc. Okay. But everybody is creditor only.
So tomorrow, if we add another one, so it is automatically going to be updated, right? We need not run configuration again.
Correct. And to come up to understand, if you go 1 minute, I will just go to previous result. There is a mapping error given by software. So if anything is not mapped by user, software will reflect that these are the groups which are pending for mapping. Okay. So what your query is correct initially. So this is the mapping error. Okay. So software will, if you go to this report, you will understand, okay, these many groups are pending for mapping. You can go back, you can map those groups, and then you can run the scrutiny. Acha, one thing I have not shown you. I will just remove this. Acha, once we finish with the just go back to configuration. 1 minute, it is working. Once we finish with the configurations, we can download this configuration from here. Okay, so you can download the configuration and you can save it in Excel format. It is helpful when you are not there and your colleague or your article is going for a scrutiny of same company. So you have to just import that configuration prepared by you. Okay, so standard configuration will be used by the colleague or partner or employee or article, and the correct result will be there. So you can maintain a bank of configurations. Each time configure company, download the configuration, save it. Okay. So in a way, you can have a bank. Any other query?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Acha, let's jump to this reconciliation of opening balance. So as I already said, when we finalize one tally company, normally we finalize around September, etc. And then next year audit time comes, our closing balances and opening balances from data received from client, they are not matching. So I'm showing the result in same tally company because I'm not having right now two different tally companies. But you can see, suppose this is the original tally company we have finalized in last year. This is the last year company, and this is the fresh data received from the client. Okay, you will pull the data. You will see whether only groups from balance sheet are ticked. So there should not be tick mark 2. So these tick marks are done automatically. You have to just ensure whether P&L ledgers or P&L groups are not accidentally ticked mark. Okay. Otherwise, software will change opening balances of those groups also. Acha. And then you have to pull the data and go for continue button. In this case, software compares not only amounts, it will compare the ledgers also. So it will compare the ledgers from older company with ledgers from new company and see whether the older company ledgers are found in new company or not found in new company. So if software is saying that these ledgers are not found in new company, this means we have finalized the data, we have created those ledgers, but client is unaware of that those ledgers. So we have to manually add those ledgers. Now I am giving the utility. So within 1 click, those ledgers which are not found in company will be updated in Tally automatically. So 1 minute is working. Okay. Now because since I am using same company, you will not get the status that the ledger is not found in new company because I am using same company. So technically, my software is comparing the closing balances of same company with opening balances of same company. Okay. But technically, there should be two different companies. Acha. So you will just understand the logic. That's why I'm using same company. Suppose if there is a difference between closing and opening balance, then software will ask you to confirm the new opening balance and say yes. Yes means there is a requirement to update the tally. If balances are matching, then software will say no. That means there is no need to update the tally. So if you select all yes over here, you will get all the ledgers where there is a difference between closing and opening balance. It is taking some time. Acha. So these are the ledgers where there is a difference between closing and opening balance. Either you can download this to Excel, ask the client to update, or if you don't have time, due date is very near, then you can just simply press update tally button. I'm not updating this tally because I'm using same company. Okay. So it will be going in a loop. But if you select, you update this tally company and again you pull the data, you will see there will not be a difference between opening and closing balance. Okay. Now in case of Gstr 2A reconciliation or 2B reconciliation, I will jump to 2B only because 2A nowadays 2B is very important. So you have to download .json file from the portal. Okay. Because it is a complementary tool and we are not a filing software, we don't have GST Suvidha utility with us. Okay. But downloading GST2B JSON file is very easy. In case of Gstr 2A, it was very time consuming. It takes 20 minutes to download one 2A file. So you have to download JSON files and upload over here. And there is the option given. Normally we have seen that accountants never entered entire voucher number given from the invoice, entire invoice number from the invoice. So you can select the required details like you want exact match or you want any invoice number contained in the entry, or ignore special characters, or left 7 letters, right 7 letters. This is used to capture probable match from Gstr. because this is the older 18-19 data, there is no Gstr 2B data, but I am having a different report. I will show that 2B reconciliation data. So there is a summary given by so how much the amount of GST. Now this is the Gstr 2A reconciliation report where the summary is given, Json reconciliation, and in Tally but not in JSON. Means we have claimed the credit in Tally but it is not reflected in JSON. Okay. So original idea is how much amount of GST shown in JSON that will be there, and how much amount of GST credit we have claimed in Tally that is there. Difference is shown. Now this difference is reconciled in following fashion. 99% I have seen in Tally no GST or PAN number is entered in Ledger Master. So if I have not JSON GST number or PAN number, we are not able to match the invoice with the JSON entry, because you must be also know that in JSON, whatever the GST number you get, the GST number with the nomenclature in JSON file and the actual party name in Tally is different. So trade name and ledger name there is difference. So we have to depend on GST or PAN number to find out actual parties. Okay. So if GST or PAN is not there in Tally, we are not able to match the details. So we are given this option that we are not able to reconcile because GST or PAN is not found, or if invoice is not there in Tally, or mismatch is there. So mismatch in JSON or mismatch in Tally. Okay, so if you go to this, you will see this is the difference between reconciliation. So only 3 rupees difference is there, so negligible. And actual match, how much amount of actual match and probable match is there. So this is the reconciliation to understand that we have captured each and every entry from Tally as well as JSON, and there is no difference. Now in JSON reconciliation, so I will just show you the important one. Like I said, from GST number, what is the actual name in Tally and what is the party name in JSON we provide. So now this is the probable match. I will show all the details. This is the GST and PAN not found. Okay. So if GST is not there, we have GST number, we have name from JSON, but we don't have name from Tally. Okay. And because we are not able to match those parties, we are not able to reconcile the GST. Then invoice not found, etc. But I will just show you what is the problem. Acha. In case of 2B, there is a requirement of previous month match. So in this, you will see this is the JSON file of 9th month, and this is the invoice of 8th month. Okay. So they are filed late, and that invoices from August is appearing in September. So software is saying it is a match, but of previous month. Okay. So similarly, probable match mismatch is there. Mismatch means we have found party, we have found invoice, everything we have found, but amount is not matching. Okay. So taxable amount in JSON is different. Taxable amount in Tally is different. Now in GST, now in this generic configuration, we have given the option. Like I am having one client turnover of more than 950 crores, but they are still in Tally. They have customized Tally very efficiently, and they said we want difference up to ₹150. We don't want to reconcile the difference because cost of reconciliation of this 150 rupees is more than 150 rupees. So we have given the option in generic configuration. If you give rounding of amount of 150 rupees, then if there is a difference up to 150 rupees, software will give the status of match only. So in this case, I have given the 2 rupees difference. We have allowed 2 rupees difference by default. So this is the difference more than 2 rupees. That's why software is saying it is not matching. So there's a difference in taxable amount as well as GST amount also. Okay, and the log is given over here. The amount do not match in invoice number because taxable amount is 5383 in JSON and taxable amount in Tally is different, even GST amount, etc. Achha, coming back to this status probable match, software tries to capture the, because it has captured the party. Okay, it has captured the invoice number, like 10041 is the invoice number, and in Tally it is 1001416/21-22. So these are two different invoice numbers, but software is saying probable match because date is same and amount is also matching. Okay, so there is a difference of 2 rupees allowed, so amount is also matching. So software is saying it is a probable match. You can go into details. So there are n number of mistakes made by accountant while writing invoice number. So this feature is helpful. And this is very, very important in Tally, but not in JSON. Means Tally company is claiming credit, but JSON is not reflecting these details. So you have to follow these guys and ask them to file the returns so that you will get the credit for the requirement. Okay. So any queries for this Gstr 2A, 2B reconciliation, etc. As I said, there is option given. Like I have an education institution with 65 Tally companies. They open all 65 Tally companies in a single Tally and go on ticking, and then software will, because the GST number is one, but accounting is on all over Maharashtra with 65 locations. So 2A reconciliation and 2B reconciliation was nightmare for them, but with the help of this utility, within 15 minutes, usually they used to take 10-15 days for a team of 6 to 5 people, 5 to 6 people, but now only 15 minutes required to complete the reconciliation on monthly basis. Any queries so far? Then I will jump to Ledger Fusion, which is Schedule 3 balance sheet preparation software. I will not show you all the details. I will just show you the result, so you will understand how it works. But I will just give you the glimpse of the software. So same idea. You have to select a Tally company. There are two options. If Tally company is continuing one, then previous year as well as current year will be found in same Tally company. If there is a practice of splitting the Tally company, you will get previous year Tally company in different Tally data, and you will get current year Tally company in different data. In that case, you have to open both the Tally companies in same Tally window. Okay, that is the problem with Tally, because it has allowed only one window. So you cannot have multiple Tally open in the background and use in the Ledger Vision or Ledger Fusion. You have to open all Tally companies in same Tally window. And, the period is different. Current year period is there. Okay. So in Ledger Fusion, same idea is used. You have to update you will see all the companies. You have to select particular company. You have to select particular period. Pull the current year data. Okay. So I will just pull the current year data. So I have selected the company. I have selected the period, and I have selected the period in Tally as well. So same period is there. I will go for pulling data. Now here so far we used to pull only closing and opening balances or trial balances, but in updated version we will be pulling entire Tally data, because we have to provide all ratio analysis. So if I pull only closing and opening balances, I will not be giving. It is not possible for me to give details of DSCR ratio or aging analysis, like in debtors or creditors more than 6 months, less than 6 months details are required. That is not possible with the help of only closing balances. So I have to pull entire Tally data to prepare the balance sheet. So this is the older version. 2.1 will be there with the total data. And for previous year data, you have to select. Suppose this is the older company. In this case, only same company they have maintained. Very important thing is you have to select the company, and default period is here, previous year. You have to change that period in Tally. Otherwise, Tally will pull only current year data again. So you have to change the period accordingly. So every time you have to keep in mind, whenever you are going to pull data, period should be matching with Tally. When I pull the data, I ask the questions that whether it is a head office or not. And if it is a head office, let it pull the data. If it is a head office, then how many number of promoters we ask the categories of. So suppose whether it is head office or not, because it is required for consolidation of balance sheet also. Then what are the number of classes? Only one class is there. How many promoters are there? Only 2. And you can download the configuration. Okay. So once you download the configuration, which is the very, very important one. So this is how configuration looks in Excel. So there are questions asked. You have to answer those questions, like name of the client, address, scene, name of the first director, dean of the director, designation, etc. Auditors details, firm details, okay, MRN, UDIN, etc. And the details of class, so number of shares outstanding, etc. will be here. Okay, so note 1 will be prepared from these questions, and software automatically maps everything. What is the mapping here? Configuration means these are the notes and sub notes, schedules required by the schedule 3. Okay, So if you go to this drop-down list, you will get all the notes and subnotes, and in that particular note there are subnotes given. Okay, like in this case, outstanding, doubtful, secured, unsecured, 6 month, etc. Everything is given over here. 98% automatic configuration is done, but where there is a spelling mistakes, like most of the times I have seen default tax spelling is wrongly entered in Tally, then software will not capture it. It will show it as select note only. So you have to see whether any red mark is there in mapping or not. If you see there is no select note option is available, means everything is correctly mapped by the software. But for the purpose of safety, you see whether deferred tax is correctly mapped, all accumulated depreciation is correctly mapped, current tax and provision for tax is correctly mapped or not. And then you will save this configuration. I will close this window. And you have to upload this configuration. I will just upload this configuration and be on desktop only. Branch page. Achha. So I will just upload this configuration what I have just saved, and then now preparation of balance sheet. There are two options available. Uploading. So either you finalize your tally company, you calculate your deferred tax, your depreciation as per income tax, your depreciation as per company law, your current taxation or income tax or MAT, whatever the case may be. You calculate on your own and enter everything in tally. Then we have option, okay, you have finalized your tally, then we will prepare only balance sheet. Or there is an option, if you don't want to calculate, we will calculate for you, and there is an option given. Okay. So if you want detail view, you can tick mark and you will get the detail view. If you want to prepare balance sheet, option is there, whether the tally is finalized or not. If you say no, then you have to tick mark for MAT or current tax calculation, depreciation as per income tax and deferred tax. So this depreciation contains depreciation as per income tax as well as company law. And if I say yes, I will keep it on list only. So software it will prepare a balance sheet. I will show you how balance sheet will look till that is preparing the balance sheet. It is the final result. So we have given you a cover page. Only thing is I don't know the number of annual report you have to manually add. Then management information, management representation letter is there. You can use this, or you can have your own template. You can use that. Now this is the balance sheet. All the details are given. You have to just take a printout. Achha, all the notes are given. You can jump to notes and you can jump back to balance sheet again. This is the idea given. Profit and loss account is there. Notes are there. Significant notes and accounting policies are given here. Either you can use our, or you can, this is the standard one. You can update this, or you can have your own policies also. You can just copy paste. You will see we have given all the formulas also. Okay, so we have given all the links. Okay, so you can update balance sheet as you want. Nothing is hidden. Okay, all links are given. And my motto was, there are all other like black horses there or ConfVal is there, but they are not providing output in Excel format. That's why users are after me to provide something which will be available in Excel format, and then I have designed the software. Ratio analysis is there, cash flow is there. Okay, so cash flow is there. It is an indirect method, I think. Yes, it is an indirect method. So financing, investing, and operating. Now disallowances we have given the blank format because from tally only it is not, disallowances are not readily available. You have to run the scrutiny in ledger vision, and then you can write down the disallowances found, and then it will be used in calculation of MAT or current tax, okay, or in deferred tax also. So this is how we have given. The option of rate is given because we don't know which rate to be used while calculation of tax. So we have given this drop down. You can select the particular rate applicable to that particular company, or you can directly use Winman or Computers, whatever the tax filing software you are using, and you can update these results also. So EPS is there. Related party transaction is not there. You have to go to ledger vision and then update these details. Deferred tax calculation is there. Note 11 is for company law depreciation, and ITW7 note will be there. Similar fashion, firm with AMT, etc. is there, T format balance sheet. Now institute has issued a guidance note for vertical format of firm that will be also there in updates. So this is the software. Highest, I have prepared 21 balance sheets in a single day on 27th of December. So this is the very, very useful software for me. And then I have commercially launched it. So this is the presentation, sir. I have completed with my presentation. Now we can have a question answer. Acha. I have completed the balance sheet. I will just show you. Here is the balance sheet prepared by software. Same balance sheet, but I have shown you directly. Okay, so this is the balance sheet. Okay, which is tally also. So it takes only 10 to 15 minutes to complete the balance sheet. Yes, sir. So any questions or any suggestions? All are welcome. Hello.
Mr. Niranjan ji,
Yes.
what I can see here is that cash and cash equivalent is negative, short-term loans and advances are negative. I think it should be regrouped to the extent.
Yes, that depends on your mapping. Okay, I haven't touched the mapping. Okay, you can change all those things in configuration. Okay,
Yeah.
I will just show you because that configuration is given in Excel format only. Correct. So if you want, you can change in everything. Just for demo purpose, I have gone with the flow. Okay.
Understood.
But if you want to change, you can change by this thing. Okay? You will understand from the. You have to go through thoroughly through first time for the configuration. Then you will understand. Grouping is in your hand only. Okay.
Okay.
So, any questions, any suggestions? Okay, I will show my website only so that you will understand how it works.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful software, by the way.
Yes, sir. So
And
it was
encompassing everything.
And this is my website from where you can download your demo versions. Okay, and the only restriction on demo version is you can scrutinize data for April, May, June, but you want full version, you can call me. I will provide you full version for 2-3 tally companies for 5 to 10 days, so that you can. Now you must have finished with tax audit and company audit. You can scrutinize same data and compare my results with your results. Okay. So normally we provide demonstration on your own tally company, so that it is very easy for you to study the results. Correct. So, acha. Now you must have seen there is the TCS and TDS results are not there, 194 and 2068. Okay, so that will be in updates. So that is missing in this version, but that will be there in updated version. Or any other suggestions will be there, that will be added in. So we normally update software on monthly basis. Only this TCS TDS is my mistake only, because I haven't promptly updated the software, but it will be updated in this coming month only. So there is a chat.
Any questions from anyone?
No questions, sir.
Somebody wants to ask a question directly, they can raise their hands. So just see anybody's hand.
I request all members do try our trial version. Then only I think you will be having in many number of questions. But going through results only, there must be a question answer section. Okay. So you can directly call me. You can use. I will definitely provide you full version for usage purpose. Okay. And as I said, I am coming up with SAP also, or many ERPs like FarVision is there, InFocus is there. So idea is ease of doing audit. That is the motto. Let's see how things are there. But it will definitely. My office closes at 6 p.m. daily. Usually we used to work at 10 or 11 p.m. But because of this laser vision, We close our office at 6 p.m. That is the beauty of the product.
Undoubtedly, a very good software actually. It would help us to a greater extent, and a good thing.
It is come out because of need. We were all sitting in same boat. All the pain, I have tried to capture all the pain areas. There's still room for improvement, I know, but this is the first instance I think we are the pioneer in this field. I don't think any other product in this field which captures the wrong accounting entries. Let's see how we can come up with the SAP and all other platforms. So other software is there. We provide MIS software with the help of, I haven't included that in same discussion because it is under testing, but it provides MIS reports so that you can provide virtual CFO services to your clients. Okay. So having a software is very easy because it will be cost effective for you as well as client. If you want to provide CFO services, then you have to have many number of employees behind you. That employee cost is very heavy, and thereby you cannot provide a cost-effective services to client. Like I have seen turnover of 5 crore, 10 crores. They don't want to pay 20 or 30,000 monthly, but they are ready to pay 5 or 10,000. So with the help of software, you can add those services. Those will be value-added services for the client. That will be launched. I will be launching do demonstration for that also.
Voice is distracting. Kulkarni ji, you can.
Okay, so I don't think any suggestions or questions are there. So we can wait for some couple of minutes and we can conclude. So basically with Laser Vision, you can have scrutiny on monthly basis and it will release the pressure on year-end basis. So that is the very helpful. Even you can go for internal audits very quickly. Now what about in this year? Yes.
So for each clients, we have to configure this separately, or how
one time only. One time.
For one client.
Configuration for each client.
Achha, okay.
Then it saves the data and it uses same configuration for every further scrutiny. So you don't have to go for each and every time. Otherwise, it will be time consuming. No one will use. No. Everybody said I will go for manual scrutiny instead of configuring it each and every time.
Okay.
Similarly, how we when we use Winman or any filing software, once we have to give all the details, address, PAN number, everything, Aadhaar number, etc. Same fashion, we have to. Every software has. This is the inherent problem with every software. You have to first time you have to give all the details. Then it will work swiftly.
So if there are no more questions, then we can go for a formal vote of thanks. Yes. I request our study circle member, CA Prashant Pandey, to do a formal vote of thanks to today's speaker, please.
Sure.
Prashant.
Thank you, sir. At the very onset, actually, I would like to thank our study circle, which is the only study circle in the Navi Mumbai apart from the Vashi study circle. Special thanks to it. And also special thanks to Jaman sir, who has taken exceptional efforts to ensure that this assembly is possible, the webinar. And herein I would like to highlight a worthy fact, as was rightly put by Mr. Niranjan sir, that the complete ledger scrutiny of almost 2 lakh vouchers was completed within 2 hours, which is something really very electrifying. And this would help us all the members to complete the audit in a very timely manner, which we normally struggle with. So I would like to thank Mr. Niranjan sir and his team to bring such an incredible software, and an holistic one rather, to a rescue to our fellow members. And in fact, a lot of things to appreciate about your software, right from ensuring that all the relevant points, all the important aspect of audit, GST, income tax, especially being taken care of, including tax audit, everything. I have to restrict my word of thanks, so special to that.
Thank you.
And finally, I would like to thank all the participants for being so supportive and proactive, which are ensure that webinar was actually proactive and interactive session. And thank you all, and happy auditing. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prashant, for those wonderful words. And we are grateful as a study circle. We are grateful for your contribution, Niranjan sir.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Wonderful.
And I should thank you, and because you are there, you are sending me all the details, and you are there to help me. Because I have worked as a MOC for many webinars, but conducting a webinar on our own is very different. So thanks a lot to you that you have provided me such a good platform for demonstrating my software.
Since it is a webinar, we are not able to give you a memento as a token of love.
Sir.
Definitely, no. In the future days, we will meet. Okay.
Yes, sir. We will be there because I will be planning to visit your study circle someday. Or if you are having any physical presentation, I will be there to meet you all people. Okay, so that will be very easy.
Yeah, we are planning for a seminar, physical meetings from next month, March.
Correct.
So definitely we will meet. Correct. And I believe that our members, our study circle members, will contact you. It's very helpful. Yes. In the future days, we can reduce time. Such kind of technology should be there in our profession. Otherwise, it is very difficult to compete and do the works in time. So it's very helpful and very good initiative from your side to.
Thanks. I'm also working whether if I can come up with some tie-up with institute, the cost will be heavily reduced.
Okay.
Because it should be cost effective to members, but let's see how things work. Currently, it is too much costly. According to me, it is not costly, but maintaining an audit tool is very difficult instead of filing software. So it is. Let's see how we work with the institute, and then it will be very, very easy. So it will be by a member for a member kind of a solution.
Yes.
How things work.
Only thing is for our senior members, I don't know how we can adopt this because senior members are not
exactly
very well.
But in that case, articles and employees can take the initiative for applying this. I have many senior members. They don't use laptop, but they have clever articles or clever assistant with them, so they take their assistant for finishing this.
Well, actually,
senior people understand you correct suggestions and ideas. If they are not that much tech savvy, but they give correct suggestions, rather valuable suggestions. Achha, somebody is asking me.
Niranjan, actually, it's good, very good thing, and tech is the real future. और अगर आप इसके अंदर कर रहे हैं तो it's really something which would add on and to the benefits of our profession actually, because
as the limits of tax audit are rising, the 10 crore data is very difficult for to scrutinize all the data with a heavy turnover, heavy transactions, etc. But now, otherwise, we will be working on 24 hours because filing is online.
That is what been happening. Now it is 28th is GST audit last due date, and we have been running through reconciliation, a lot of things and a lot of wrong entries. So it's really very, very hectic actually.
Correct.
But
so, Prashant sir said, please share contact details. Okay. Is my screen is visible still?
Yes.
So these are my contact details. Or you can go to leisurevision.in, you will find all the details of contact, or I will get details from the Converse Study Circle and our office can contact you if required. Okay. So you can go to Google and type Laser Vision, you will find our website, or you will find all the videos. There are videos on YouTube also, how to operate the software. detailed 45-minute video is there, or 2 minutes, 3 minutes shorter videos as per the features are also uploaded on YouTube. Okay. So I think we can conclude, sir. Thanks for giving me such.
Again, thank you for your contribution,
and I really enjoyed. Whenever there is an interaction between the presentation and then it will be very useful. Otherwise, I go on in the flow and normally I normally forget the questions and answers. So it was very good interactive session.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think Amol, we can conclude this session. We can close.
Yes.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.